Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. I'm Maryam. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new palette from Dominique Cosmetics, the Essential Palette that's meant for the eyes and face. I'm going to be swatching it. I'm going to be applying it to my face to create a look, and of course give you guys a verdict, swatches, all the good stuff that I like to do here on my channel. So if you are into this, then give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, notification bell for Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now let's get into this video. Dominique Cosmetics by Kristen Dominique Essential Palette. Is she worth it? And do we need it? Let's find out. Alrighty, so let's open up this palette. I actually already opened it up. I'm being a little bit careful because one of the shades, this one, came in crushed, sadly, but I was able to press it back in with my finger. So there's like a little bit of scattered sparkles all over the place. I did my best to clean up the palette, but you know, these things happen, especially in transit. So that just tells me that this particular shade is very, very soft. It is called Pretty Kind, and it's like a champagne-y, rosy type of tone. Anyway, let's go over this palette. I'm gonna show you a close-up. This is a $49 palette, available November 4th on DominiqueCosmetics.com, which means that it is already available for purchase. And the reason why they're calling it the Essential Palette is because this palette will make you blush. Why did I do that? It will make you blush, it will make you bronze, and bring an alluring sparkle to your eyes. We have 10 mauve-y neutral multi-purpose shades, sparkling shimmered textures, buttery smooth mattes, a mix of warm and neutral tones, basically soft and polished for day and with a little bit of drama for night. So this concept is reminding me of Dominique Cosmetics Transition palette, which by the way is one of my favorite palettes, not just from the brand, but from all palettes, period. It is such a great quality palette. The pans are huge. There's so much you can do with it, and the shades are excellent for just like sculpting and carving out your eye and also your features. So I really love that one. This one is a little bit different in the sense that there are some sparkly shades, so there's definitely some drama that they've added. Also, there's only 10 shades in this one, whereas the Transition palette, I'm looking over there because I feel like it is actually in my tray over there, but you know what? It's not. So I'll just pop it up for your convenience, the Transition palette. But we're not here to talk about that one. We are here to talk about this one. Shall we do some swatches? Perhaps on my arm over here? I feel like we should do that. All right, so I'm gonna go, I guess, with the shimmers first and all the way across, swatching the first shade, which is Grateful. Next shade is Pretty Kind. This one is so bright. I don't even think the camera can focus on it. Yeah, it's having a hard time. Also, please excuse the self-tanner on my hands. Third shade is Que Linda. Oh, Que Linda, it's so pretty. This is kind of a unique shade. Looking at it from one angle, it looks kind of gold, but then you shift it and it looks kind of pinky. Next, we've got Affirmation, and this is your true bronzy shade. And finally, we have Confident. Wow, that is a stunning, stunning shade. Next, we have the matte, starting with the first shade, Me Amo. Wow, super buttery. Next, we have Compassion. I don't know if you can see it. Next, we have Positivity. Wow, that is super creamy. Next up, we've got the shade True Self. Beautiful. And last but not least is Fearless. Don't mean to flip the camera, sorry. Beautiful. All right, here we go. I feel like these shades are pretty essential. These are the types of shades that you reach for every day, for any occasion. And I feel like there's a good variety in here. All right, let me clean up my hands real quick with my micellar water. So next thing I'm gonna do is slap these shadows onto my face to create a look. I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. As always, you can probably tell I already have a little bit of mascara on, but that's because I was filming a little something earlier today, and although I removed my eye makeup, I couldn't remove my mascara. Or rather, I decided not to remove my mascara because I didn't want to redo my foundation. All right, primer is on. I'm thinking I want to test out these shadows or these powders in multiple ways in the way that they're meant to be used. So I'm gonna use them on my eyes, on my lids, and also on my face to sculpt out some of my features. So what I'm gonna do first is grab a pencil brush, MAC 219S. I'm gonna reach into the shade True Self. I'm gonna start shading the outer corner, lifting that towards the tail end of the brow, but also coming in slightly. And then with a clean brush, just gonna buff out the edges. And then I'm gonna take what's on the brush and just add a bit of a shadow under my lower lash line. Very, very smooth, super smooth in fact. You know how some pigmented matte shadows tend to leave a stain? Like that first initial touch of the brush is sometimes the hardest to blend out with some very pigmented shadows. But this is very, very, very smooth, which tells me that it's for anyone. A novice or a makeup artist, anyone can use this. I really like the shade. I really love these olivey tan shades for sculpting the eye. I feel like they look so natural and so everyday, yet so sophisticated and just so classic and clean. What I'm gonna do next is actually grab a big giant brush, this one, Morphe M402. I'm gonna dip into that True Self just a little bit, and I wanna bronze up. Oh my god, my swatches are still here. I wanna bronze up my forehead and just bring a little bit of that olivey goodness to my complexion. You see that? That is looking really, really good. These are the types of shades that I like to bronze up with because they really do look like a real tan. They're not orange. They don't look like self-tanner on my hands. Really lovely and very, very soft. Feeling it. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is grab a really fluffy brush. This one is the Dose of Colors blending brush. I'm gonna dip into this blushy shade. This one is called Me Amo, another matte shade. And what I'm gonna do with this one is plop it straight to the center of the lid and kind of blend in with that outer corner. Do you see what I'm doing? So it's almost like a blushing lid. So pretty, unexpected, but so nice. Super, super smooth, super buttery, really easy. So you know where I'm heading. You know what I'm about to do. I'm gonna grab a blush brush and I'm gonna dip it into this shade. I'm gonna blush from the top. Oh yeah. Oh my god, it's so lovely and so not patchy. At first I thought this shade was just like a little bit too gray for a blush, like just a little too cool, but I'm always just so pleasantly surprised by cool blush shades because they look so nice on a warm skin tone. They just always pop. Oh my goodness, I am into this like a lot. I'm sorry, just mattifying my T-zone. And now on to the next shade. For the next shade, I'm gonna take a small dome-shaped precision crease brush. This one is from Motives, one of my favorite brushes. I'm gonna dip into the shade Positivity, and I'm gonna complete that gradient. I'm gonna pop that right into the inner corner and blend in with the pink. That did it. So bright and so necessary. Same thing here. Just like that. A bit of a pop underneath the brow arch, like that. And now I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna take this little powder brush. This one is from Charlotte T. I believe this is from the holiday collection, so it's like a limited edition. I'm gonna dip into the shade Positivity, just a little bit, like the tiniest amount of that. I'm gonna add that in between my brows, bridge of the nose, and right underneath the eyes, just to brighten. Do you see that? I now absolutely need to do that here. Oh yeah, I like it. The shades are definitely right. Now I'm in the mood to test out some shimmery shades. So for that, I'm gonna grab, not gonna grab anything. I'm gonna grab my pinky. I'm gonna reach into this Pretty Kind. This one is very, 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 very sparkly. So I'm actually going to rub two of my pinkies together. And then I'm gonna stamp the inner corners like that. Oh my God. I'm gonna take that fluffy brush, the one that I used for the previous shade, and just blend that out a pinch so it's not so bright. But man, this is sparkly and it is pretty. It is so pretty. Such a beautiful, beautiful pop. I'm gonna grab another brush, dip into the same shade, and just add a little bit of sparkle along the brow bone. I'm loving this so far. Gonna take a little liner brush, gonna dip into this black Fearless, and of course, I'm gonna use it to wing out this top lash line. I hardly ever do eyeliner with shadow, but eyeliner with shadow is just so soft and it's so approachable that I really should rethink that. And this black is very, very, very precise, so it's easy to use this as liner. You can easily smoke it out, or you can make it as sharp as you want. I think I'm doing a little bit of both. What I'm doing here is I'm actually keeping the outer line somewhat sharp, and then I'm keeping the top line very smudgy. So I'm using a clean flat brush to just clean up underneath. Okay, I am really feeling this look. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this True Self. This is the same shade that I used for the outer corner. I'm just gonna run that along the top part of my liner, just so I can soften it and smudge it a little bit more. I really like the precision on the bottom, but I want it to be super soft and smudgy on the top. And kind of just blending into that shadow, you know? Yeah. Oh yeah, feeling it hard right now. You didn't think I wasn't gonna add some highlighter to my cheekbone, did you? Because it's time. So I guess I might as well just dip into this Pretty Kind, because it literally is right there. Granted, this shade did crush, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work out. Maybe if I rub it on my hand first. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna connect it to that brow bone. This is stunning. A little bit too sparkly for a highlighter, but definitely workable. Alrighty, so let's go over all the colors that I tried on my lids and also on my face. Me Amo, Pretty Kind, Positivity, True Self, and Fearless. Should I dip into one more shade? I think I should. We are here. We are testing this palette. We need to dip into more shades, and I know exactly the one to dip into. I'm gonna dip into this shade right here called Grateful, like a dusty lavender shade. I'm gonna add that straight to the center. I'm just gonna kiss the lid. I'm not even gonna really press it in. I just want a little bit of a shift right there in the center. All right, and there you have it. Kind of like a easygoing, everyday type of look. Face is somewhat sculpted, but in a very natural and very approachable way. I really, really, really love the eye look. Specifically, I'm obsessed with my liner. I feel like eyeshadow liners is where it's at in the moment. I just, for some reason, am hardly ever reaching for eyeshadow for my liner, but this whole video and this whole experience today has just completely changed my mind. And I'm going to be doing this going forward because it is just so fresh and it just feels so current. It feels so right now. I love it. So overall, I gotta say, I am pleasantly surprised with this palette. At first glance, I felt like these were colors that I've already seen. Nothing really too different or too innovative. However, the quality of the mattes is just so soft and so buttery that they are really, really easy to use. So that's kind of why I enjoyed today's process more than I do at other times, just because the ease and the usability and the versatility of these shadows is really, 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 really top notch. So I gotta hand it to Kristen. I gotta hand it to the Dominique Cosmetics fam. You guys did it again. This is another one of those palettes that is going to be used by me, and I'm sure not just by me. If you guys want to get your hands on this palette, it is available right now, $49, DominiqueCosmetics.com. I have a feeling that a lot of people will like it. Not just for every day, but also for night, also for traveling, also for sculpting your features. With a palette like this, you probably don't need to pack a bronzer or a blush or a highlighter. Well, maybe a highlighter, because this one shadow was just like a little too sparkly. But what I'm saying is that basically, this is a versatile palette. And I really love the concept. All right, and on that happy note, I am gonna zoom on out and I will see you guys in my next one, which will probably be testing new makeup because there is a lot of stuff in this room that I need to get to. So peace out and I'm out.